Hello there everyone and welcome back. I wasn't really satisfied with how the last multiplayer match went out. Even though technically it was a victory, it was still incredibly tenuous with my poor Jenner getting both its legs heavily crippled at the very offset of the match, despite how much I may have massacred the blackjack even before that happened. No, I wasn't really satisfied, so we're going to try and do a double take, do an extra match, but since it's going to go incredibly long, I would imagine, especially now that I have a better grasp of what I'm doing, this will justify having its own kind of video anyway. And for those who may not have watched my last multiplayer battle, this is what the lance setup I'm going to go with here. It's still a stock variant. I'm still going to play on the Rocky Crater map since that is kind of what I'm familiar with, to at least be able to explain the tactics in my mindset a little bit better, than as opposed to my very first match when I was, for all intents and purposes, kind of going in blind. So nothing's really changed here, and it gives you a better chance to have a look at what my character stats are there. And of course I'll have to mouse over the skills themselves, but we have 2 sensor locks. All three of my light mechs have evasive movement to increase their dodge chance, and of course Ozone being like my mobile heavy mech, also with the ability of long range fire and bulwark if I can find a good spot to just sit back and just chip them down, especially with the LRMs, mind you. But I didn't realize at the time how much ammo I actually have on Autocam 5. I have like 25 shots on this damn thing, so it behooves me to not try and utilize that as often as possible, although it's without a doubt could be a lot more trickier to do because I need direct line of sight. But that is something I'm going to try and be actively aware of, especially if it's going to be hanging back out of vision. That's going to work great. It's going to be so damn important to soften up targets just because of how fragile 2 of my locuses are. Even though I can just keep them behind cover and just sensor lock for my dragon, the Paradise is going to be important, so at the end of the day it really comes down, I feel like, to how effective I am with his positioning, because it was a bad streak of luck for him there, and with no way to really know what the hit chances were on the attacks on with the blackjack, it's impossible to know if I was maximizing my evasion or not. All I know is bracing the first time was the right choice to keep his leg from getting destroyed immediately. But nonetheless, we're going to dive into it again, and hopefully things go better for me as far as a full drawn out match. Here's hoping.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, it is go time here, and I did have a chance to talk to my adversary before the match, and unfortunately he did say this would be his first live skirmish match, so I don't know what that ultimately means down in practice, because I still have to get a grasp of what I'm wanting to do here regardless. But I feel like since I did spend time on this map, spent time figuring out my stock mech loadout, my team as it were, I think I have an advantage coming in on right off the bat. And the reason I'm trying to put my dragon back here, which looks like a horrible placement mind you, is I was hoping to maybe look for an Autocannon 5 at vantage point to start shooting. I only realistically maybe have shots on whatever's on the hill there, but not on the low ground, so I may seriously consider repositioning over on the right. The further back I want to be, well, the reason I want to be as far back as I can is it keeps me out of sensor range, so that way no sensor locks can hit on me, or at least reveal me for like the long range fire he may be utilizing, but it also keeps me safe from harm, especially if I'm going to be staying still and using my bulwark to brace. I want to try and minimize the damage period. But this should hopefully be an entertaining match. I'm going to strive to make this as entertaining as possible, although when we're looking at things like with what happened to Paradise in the last battle, that could easily turn sour really quickly just because of random chance. But I have my strategy in mind. I'm going to use my dragon as kind of the brute force, but at the same time my long range harasser, the direct fire mech. My locuses are spotting, and of course Paradise is looking for opportunistic shots that put him that does not leave him vulnerable, even though he technically does kind of have the evasion to keep himself alive. We will see. Nonetheless,
Waiting on you,
I could
Commander.
reserve, let's see, 3 lights and a medium. That's kind of straightforward. Do I move with Witness first? It seems silly.
Awaiting orders.
I'm gonna move with Paradise, I suppose. Just moving back. I don't want him to engage just yet, because this is too precarious a position for him just to go out in the open and try and take a shot. My hope, my dream, is to kind of force one of these light mechs to move, so that way I can sensor lock it and minimize its evasion before, because otherwise if it moves again that just doesn't help me in all honesty, because it refreshes all the evasions I'm going to be negating. But Worst case, I can always center lock the medium mech over here, whichever one is possibly the medium mech at least. Because it looks like I might have vision, especially if they walk up a little bit further. Hard to tell. There's a lot of nuances, as I said before, I'm going to have to figure out with this game. But that is kind of the light mech I want to move. And I still... Okay, Locust, which variant is this? 1V, I think that's the LRM? No, it's the machine gun variant, so... It's just as armor as my Jenner for comparison's sake, at least the armor portion.
I hear ya.
So it's going to be hard to take down, but I'm not afraid to kind of evade. I could use the radiation field, but one thing I should have done was check the sensor range. I could just have got out of sensors. That was a bit rash, a bit rushed. Yeah, and there's my justification right there. I could have sensor locked that and left it vulnerable for the dragons to shoot. For now, I'm going to have to only deal with removing 2 evasion stacks. Which makes me not want to go after it, to be honest. I want to shoot at whatever's up on this high ground here, because at least my dragon could possibly shoot it with an autocannon. We'll see. My Jenner's going to keep hitting, and maybe he'll have a perfect opportunity to jump this thing if it keeps pushing out on its own. It is a damn tempting target, I'm not going to lie. But I don't think firing LRMs at it is warranted just yet with the brace. But to be fair, everything's going to be braced until he burns his sensor lock, and that was without a doubt a jump jet. He's down on the ice, he's got max evasion, and he probably just braced.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Now, I have to take a gamble. Which one would be the medium mech? And also, let's keep in mind my damn sensors, so I don't mess that up again. Although, I would like to keep hitting, which isn't going to happen very easily, with that said. So if I go there, what my sensor range look like? Okay, I can get both of them. It's a bit of a risk. I don't think we should deny that, because I don't know if this hill actually blocks line of sight. So this is always the tricky part, my second turn movement, because this is always the first turn move I do before contact, but I don't know if this is actually smart or not. Trying to... Well, I'm assuming... Ooh, that's a Centurion, so... Is this possibly Devil's... Oh, Trebuchet, so long-range missile fire. I could potentially be okay, and that's the target I want to shoot at, too, since it is the big scary mech that potentially I have vision of with the dragon. So my guns are bigger than his, although his is better for long range. It generates a lot of heat with that said. Another jump jet, so there's a Panzer to sow. Who actually spots the Panzer? Probably the Locust without a doubt. Which probably means I'm going to take a lot of hits. Yeah, there goes one evasion stack, so this is always precarious. I should be okay even with only 3 evasion stacks though. I just think this Trebuchet is going to get direct line of sight, if I had to guess. But the one thing, although this is bad camera placement, holy crap. The one thing I have going for me is that the L-arms are incredibly hot if it decides to fire with all of them. So if Witness can somehow survive the Trebuchet shot, he is burning a lot of time quickly. He probably doesn't realize that's his turn. Which, okay, so walking on up, this should provide its indirect shot, is it? So sadly autocannon is not going to hit, but at least it hinders the LRMs a little bit, so that's always in my advantage. It's still going to hurt though with 30 of them.
Oh, it took some shrapnel.
Okay, nothing was actually destroyed, but what was actually damaged? Just the arm. Kind of expected that, to be perfectly honest. And there's no way I could get direct line of sight or alarm fire. Probably not worth it, but gotta keep in mind. Oh, I have to move. I have to rotate and all that too. Which isn't a problem. I'd rather just move to somewhere a little bit safer. Because I don't think the evasion stacks are going to warrant me, what is it? I'm losing my train of thought now. Trying to shoot the Panzer. Yeah, 25 versus 35. Well, neither of them are impressive. And again, 30 shots. I should try and take some... Nah. Both these are basically about the same. Let's try 35. Give me... Soften them up for later, but I think the priority is going to be the Locust there if I can hit. I got a hit. Which shows how my... And that was with 2 evasion stacks versus my 3. Good God. So that's a shame. So you're going to get to move. You're going to chase after the Locust. And what pile is on the Panzer? Mockingbird. So I think you're a tactics type player. I wish I knew what the skill was exactly, but you're not full tactics because you would be initiative 5 otherwise, is the impression I would get. So I'm not quite sure. This is a stock squad layout that's going to be relying on the indirect fire. So this Panther is going to hurt though. It's going to get a shot off on my Locust. And I have 2 evasion stacks. Still don't know if I... We'll see. Okay, there goes the torso. Which is unfortunate. It had to hit the torso and not the arm. But Witness is good for the time being. Well, Witness is the only one I want to move with that said. But let's try and deal with our light mech on the right then. Yeah, that second move play is probably a bit of a mistake. I always like to think I got cover, and it's not really true, so that was probably my first big mistake. Locust did survive, though, and losing just an SRM-2 is not a big deal. Just gotta keep that in mind for follow-up shots. I probably should have just sprinted, but considering that the sensor lock was not really worth it. It was not worth it at all there, so a sprint into the radiation would have be an amazing way to burn out his LRMs. That's one way I could probably get a nice advantage, is to keep him from having a minimizing the chance to hit as much as possible there, because again, the radiation field reduces accuracy by 40, or no, yeah, no, it reduces accuracy by 20%, so +4 modifier. So sense lock on the dragon, that's fine. I can sprint, I can brace, and let's see, I don't have any LRM fire though, so let me just reserve for now. I can kind of draw this out a little bit, although Trebuchet is actually going to shoot at me, with that said.
Reporting.
And I don't have brace, that could cost me. But I have the armor for it too. Without a doubt, the Trebuchet is going to act first, I think. Oh no, everything already moves, I guess, so do I reserve or not?
You have orders?
If I could put the scare on him for something, but I can't actually see him, so that doesn't help me. Yeah, and I can't even shoot in the radiation field, so this is not warranted. Let's just reserve again. Trebuchet is going to get another shot on me though, but it is going to start running a little bit hot. It's indirect fire. Possibly obscured. Probably, well, indirect fire doesn't care about obscured or not, mind you, so... And I still have plenty of armor on this thing. And I'm at extreme range too, so possibly I'm safe from harm against the Trebuchet, because nothing else was sensor locked yet. And at least then, if the Trebuchet decides to reserve, I could just move with the dragon, refresh my evasion stacks, and maybe do a brace for that incoming shot that's probably going to happen. I'm not really certain just yet, because come to think of it there, I'm always giving Sodium the first turn there, because my heavy mech goes last in the turn phase, unless I force him to reserve a lot. So here comes the LRMs. This is actually, I don't think that's direct fire, that should not be direct fire, but a lot of softening damage there. But that's 60 missiles gone, so if I manage that well, that's good, because I think that thing only has 2 tons ammo, which I have 2 tons on my dragon. I'm going to have to sensor lock or reveal it again to know for sure, since that's something I never checked. But it took the hits well, even without the brace. And it was only on the laser arm, I think. I don't know why it's showing me this arc, though. That seems really confusing. Is that because of the last shot? Because I'm looking at myself, for crying out loud, so I wouldn't think I'm getting shot by the angle, right? So, light mechs are on the move, that's fine, because that makes my sensor lock a little more potent. Let's see. And since you're in the radiation field, I might as well sensor lock the one kind of in the middle.
On you, Commander.
And I gotta keep in mind this radiation field too. Take advantage of that, because why the hell not? Although I need to watch for a sensor range. Because I don't want to shoot the Locust because of that, but the other one's just in the middle of nowhere. Oh, just out of sensor range, damn it. Well, that kind of sucks. Oh, and that one's Paradise, is it? Because of the 5 evasion stacks, so...
Ready to rock.
I could easily get some more evasion stacks. put myself in rough terrain. The indirect fire is not really worth it. I'm kind of wondering if I want to shoot with Paradise there or not. Because I get 3 evasion stacks, I could start soften us up.
Copy that, Commander.
It's hard to say if this is a smart call or not. I just know I'm safe from the Trebuchet because Paradise is going to get to move before the Trebuchet acts. And the point of this is to get rid of an evasion stack. Probably not a good play, but it still can hurt. Because again, Paradise can jump on out. It's obscured, so probably not warranted. I don't know why you... Oh, you're just not in range, so... I'm going to take the obscured shot there. Because I don't know what this RMech is. I know there's a Panther. And I have good evasion stacks still. Unless they want to burn a sensor lock on this. Yeah, 25% chances all around is not really good. But if I soften them up nicely, that still helps me a bit. Because I'm going to disengage after this. A little bit of damage, not very impressive for what Witness ended up taking. So the plan is immediately to jump out with Paradise. That's the plan anyway. The Panther could possibly shoot me. I have 4 evasion stacks at long range, so I could be okay. And if you burn a sensor lock, then I just jump out of the way. Maximize my evasion that way, maybe jump in the radiation field if I'm worried about Trebuchet shots. But only if the sensor lock comes first. Because I want to try and minimize the heat, especially if I'm going to be jumping, keep in mind. I also could shoot before jumping. So you decide to reserve.
Commander.
So, this is a good opportunity to maximize my fire. Gotta keep in mind I am going to run really hot doing this with the jump jets. But good chance to do more damage since you just decide to reserve. No hits, damn it. But since it is a reserve, my Locust could probably get a shot if I can get to this radiation field. And that's going to run me hot. Sadly, I'm going to be a little too hot. Going to take some more eternal damage than I like. Unless I go with 4 evasion stacks, which I might be tempted to do. Not as effective as I thought. I miscalculate how that would affect me. I'm not going to get into the radiation field, sadly. It would be a good opportunity to soften them up, but we saw what happened with the Panther in that before. And I don't even know what the RMech is just yet. I want to try and shoot it. It has no evasion stacks, regardless. With that all said.
You betcha.
But this is risky. I'm tempting fate a little bit, trying to guess the range. The hit chance of fate. Because this is vulnerable to a sensor lock. Let's not kid ourselves. I should have just reserved.
Firing everything I've got.
I admit this is a big mistake, especially when we're looking at 40s to hit after all. So Witness, I'm just going to reserve a few. Maybe you can sensor lock if you're so lucky. Because I'm expecting a sensor lock from probably this one mech here. Because Paradise does not have sensor lock. Got a radiation field. A little bit of damage, nothing of note. So, the one that has the sensor lock is probably the one here. Unless the Panther can sensor lock. I'm pretty certain it can. I'm certain Arc-like can spot. Probably just too far away to do it. At least to reduce my evasion. I'm already spotted by the dang Locust here. But that Trebuchet already fired 2 LRM salvos, so if it fires a third one, it's at risk of overheating still. So that does have a sensor lock. It's not going to be pretty, especially with Paradise going to take a shot at me. Probably to reduce it further. So let's reveal what this RMech is. What goes with... I think it's a Jenner? I don't remember what the stock squad is that has a Trebuchet for this fire support.
I've got a sensor lock.
Okay, so that's the Panther there. Is that the same Panther from earlier, or is it a second Panther? Because that's Showboat, so we know your traits. It's the exact same as mine, so that's 1+. Now, I'm going to assume the Locust is going to try and shoot me, and reduce the evasion stacks for a Trebuchet. So this is going to be brutal. With that said, this was a big mistake. Don't really know how I could do it better because I was on the back foot just because of that poor play of thinking I was out of cover or behind cover on the second turn with Witness there. So you're generating heat. You do reduce the evasion stack, so that doesn't help me much. But the Panther is vulnerable to a salvo of sorts, just not autocan salvo. So I need to think about this properly. And yeah, the PPC is the big threat, SRM's not so much, but it also has sensor lock ability, so destroying the PPC is not useful tactically. Here comes the LRMs I was expecting. It's also a direct line shot. Okay, I survived though. That thing should be running hot. Because that was let's see, 30, 60, yeah, 90 shots so far spread out. And let's see, you still have another mech to move with. Which is probably our Panther if I had to guess. So, Showboat is in a bit of trouble. Since they're going to get to act first, but not really much damage on center torso just yet.
Friendly battle mech.
Well, that's unfortunate. So yeah, it is two Panthers then with that said.
Confirmed.
So yeah, that second turn play was a lit. Yeah, exposing myself without a doubt is a terrible idea. I just don't get the direct fire I want. But the Trebuchet is starting to run hot.
Location confirmed.
So I'm hoping I can continue to burn out its its LRMs, but I need an opportunity to brace as well. And this is like the best shot I'm gonna get for a while, or have gotten in a while, with that said. So the aggressive playstyle probably is not warranted. So, if nothing else, the dragon's probably gonna have to brace and absorb more damage, which again, if I could put this in a good spot, so which really probably should have been right here, just move it, maybe brace, draw out some of the fire. Especially since my Jenner is still a good scare, it can do a lot of damage still for any aggressive play. So maybe I should start moving and bracing and leave this thing as exposed as possible, especially when I know we're dealing with a Trebuchet with a bunch of LRMs, mind you. So you're gonna cool down there. My dragon could see you. Sensor lock.
Got a lock on me.
That's fine. I think that just warrants me. Well, who am I kidding? It is a
Yes,
dragon.
Commander.
Initiative 2 is a bit of a concern. And also, I'm in a bad spot here for moving.
Good to go.
So I think that's what I'm going to do. Just sensor lock. Try and find the Trebuchet, which is way back there. So I'm probably not going to get to see it. I want to get a count on his LRM ammo, to be honest. Because it still probably has a lot of ammo with that said. But it is running out quickly at the same time. We know that's the Panther. That's not warranted. That's not really worth shooting at just yet. But if I sensor lock this thing with
Got a lock.
maybe Ozone could probably shoot it and still brace if I'm so lucky. We'll see. I just gotta stop trying to move so much because of 2 sensor lock options. I should be trying to prioritize bracing, having Ozone exposed. This is not over yet though. The locusts are pretty minor as far as combat potential. I just been using them poorly though, with that said. So you're gonna heat up a bit there. I'm not gonna be going after you, which is fine. My Jenner can do some work on you with Paradise.
Awaiting orders.
But I'm just gonna reserve with you. Because I do have that kind of privilege after all. Alright. So you decide not to shoot with the Trebuchet, interestingly enough. Oh, or is it did it power down? That sounds really weird to say, because we know there's something on Initiative 3 here. In fact, I only see 3 targets. I'm trying. Oh, you just reserved. That's probably what it was. I got confused when I was immediately able to go there first. I'm waiting for the Trebuchet fire. Yeah, I gotta keep an eye on how much ammo I have on this thing. Because I fired, what, 3-4 times? With only a single LRM 10, mind you, so... I should seriously try to brace as much as I can, but not make it easy for the Panthers to shoot me. Because that's just going to easily escalate poorly for me. So indirect fire, one evasion stack will help alleviate some of that. Alright, so more damage spread out.
Is that all you got?
We know where the trebuchet's at, and it's still constantly firing. And this is my laser arm, so it does have my ammo, so that's always a scare, but I can rotate. That's one of the benefits of this, is if I keep ozone still, I can rotate to maximize my damage potential. And it's going to run out of LRMs before I do.
Yep.
So I think ozone... I think you're just going to try to do what damage you can. And rotate yourself for protection's sake. Because that keeps your brace. You lose your evasion, but since it's sensor locking anyway, you should be okay. Especially since the Panthers rely on direct line of sight to hit you. Do we get some damage though? Nah, crap damage there. So,
Reporting.
I think we just jump back. Reduce our heat some, because apparently this is a bad spot to jump to. And get ready for another salvo. Paradise is going to be playing it cool there. Just gotta keep in mind on witness gain spot. This is going to be slow here because I'm going to be playing pretty passive, but I have means to punish those Panthers if they're going to rely on trying to get shots on me. I think I wait this out though. Burn out the trebuchet's ability to do damage. Now it just begs the question, do I actually reserve? Well, again, nothing's going to be able to hit me unless the Panthers decide to jump.
For orders.
Which that Panther can jump, so let's not kid ourselves. Witness is a bit of a risk. But if I go anywhere else, I'm probably going to get spotted and sensor locked and all that stuff, so... And this is immediately going to... Okay. Well, what this does is puts it on turn with the trebuchet, I guess, so... We'll wait for the sensor lock, I suppose. Try to, at least. Because I can move with Paradise. And as soon as they sensor lock, I can easily just evade, get out maximum possible range to mitigate the chance of getting hit. And of course, bracing is a bonus. So... You are not in radiation. Paradise, I would love you to get a shot on that thing.
Orders.
You can, but it's partially obscured. But you have amazing evasion and no one else can actually hit you, aside for a sensor lock. Let's keep that in mind. So I think I turn my sensor torso to you to kind of spread out the damage as much as possible. This is going to run hot though, so I'm not oblivious to that. I should have sensor locked in all seriousness. But, again, I can at least try a little more damage, draw out the fire some, because my generator took very little damage with that said. Probably a mistake to not move Witness first, but I want to see where that sensor lock's going to go, because if they're going to try for Witness, I can immediately evade. Because it's going to take 2 mechs to actually engage, so Trebuchet might fire on the generator. Definitely questionable, but more evasion stacks, and we'll keep an eye. The sensor lock is probably what's going to happen. Let's not kid ourselves. Could probably even do 2 sensor locks. Yeah, 2 sensor locks are still an option there, but I don't think this one Panther can get close enough unless it jump jets. Which it probably will do, to be fair. This one can definitely sensor lock and may even try a shot on me, since I am not in the radiation field. I don't even think I had the choice to, mind you.
Commander?
And if I reserve, that Trebuchet is going to get the sensor lock. Yeah. It would have gone better if I sensor locked first. But we'll see what that Panther tries to sensor lock. Because apparently, you didn't sensor lock at all. So maybe I was conveniently out of range. What does the sensor range look like? Hard to say, because I'm really damn close to revealing the Paradise. Or having my generator revealed. So we'll see. We'll try and damage this thing some more. I don't know what I want to do with Dragon. I think I leave Dragon where he is, because Autocannon's not going to do anything for a while. So the big question And the reason I'm so hot too is keep him on. Let's see. It doesn't want to show me the plant modifiers, does it? Yeah, let's see. Well, I can't find out now, but there goes the pants. They're jumping. Don't think that can sensor lock, so Paradise is safe with the full stacks, so please fire LRMs at him. I kind of want that. I kind of do, I just don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. So let's try it again. The lunar biome, yeah, it basically cuts my heat sink capacity in half, which is why it's really difficult to use Paradise on this map. And it's kind of why I want to relegate him to doing massive burst damage on a single target when I have a damn good chance to hit.
Orders.
So, I think I keep myself braced, sadly, because he is going to act again. 50% chance on the Locust is still useful. Still braced, mind you, but we are making progress still. What on? Okay, I was wondering what I hit. With that said. So, new turn, his turn there. I would love to try cripple some more, but damage is not promising. But I got full evasion, I'm fine here. And if this Locust tries to melee me, then it's not going to be very effective. It's only 15 points of damage and very little evasion stacks, which probably isn't worth it for this here. Oh, who am I kidding? Machine guns. I'm forgetting about the machine guns. An additional 15 points of potential damage there. So we'll have to see. We will have to see. Paradise can shoot and then run away, though. I don't think that counts for melee, mind you, which would be kind of nice convenience, but Paradise is already going to be running hot. Oh, so... Oh, you ran out of time.
Reporting.
Okay. That works for me. Gotta be mindful of heat, because this is going to hurt like hell. And then I can evade. I'm hoping. It's not very effective, mind you, but I'll take what I can get. That was probably a mistake on their part. So I shouldn't gloat, I shouldn't say that he messed up there. It's just that ran out of time. I think. We'll see. Because I can have Witness try and spot it. Maximize evasion. Don't think I can get in the radiation field though. So I'm probably just going to stay out of line of sight for the sensor lock. And the trebuchet is getting a chance to cool down, mind you. So, it's going to get to fire more LRMs, and I want to have that brace ready on my dragon.
They got a sensor lock on me.
And thankfully I am braced, so that's not too big of a deal just yet. And I could shoot at it, probably a big mistake, because the Panther... Actually, I could just reserve. Let's see if the trebuchet goes first, because this will change what I do. If this one Panther ever moves before my Locust, then I'm probably going to poke out first. It is within very scary range, though. And it did get a sensor lock.
Waiting for orders.
Because I would like to try and shoot at that. Probably not worth it, though. Because apparently the Panther sees me well before that. I would love to keep shooting it, but probably not worth it with the fragile state of a PPC. Well, I can get in the radiation field, that helps a little bit.
Right, Commander.
Probably not much, but this will be my first time actually using the damn thing. So fingers crossed this is not a mistake. Because Witness can sprint back out really quickly, good chances to
Firing
hit.
on target.
It is braced though, so let's not get too excited. And Paradise might take some damage, but again, full armor still. I just need to get vision of that trebuchet again to know how much tons of ammo it has. That torso's almost gone. I'm not going to get to destroy anything, alas, with the LRM-10. But I am hitting it hard. I'm hitting it pretty hard there. Actually, this Locust can, like, shoot then move. Which I'm surprised that didn't happen again. Probably ran out of time, that might be why. That's probably why, and right now to try and decide if the trebuchet, let's see, there's the trebuchet right now, standing in the ice, and didn't actually shoot.
Confirm.
So, I don't want to move, the brace is probably really damn important for me. And 40% chance to hit you is not worth it either. I would love an opportunity to fire my autocan, so... Some good hits there, no critical hits on ammo or anything like that. Where are the machine gun ammo anyway? Center torso. So now, my Locust is vulnerable, but I have the max possible evasion I could get for it, so hopefully it will survive, and even better if it dodges the attacks. There goes the Locust now. So I did what I could. The brace was a bit of a pain, and it's gonna fire a laser, isn't it? Because why not? Nope, just guard it.
Commander?
So, shooting at it is a bad idea, but I can't sprint. I have Fury too, which I think is for my Jenner, for Paradise. And I don't think I want to sprint because I want to reveal, but I'm not going to reveal anything very well either. I think I just sprint, try to find a better point for next turn. I want to make sure I'm turned so that way I can go through the middle. Because I am outgunned a little bit, and these Locusts are supposed to be harassing and chipping, as well as spotting with the sensor lock, which isn't going to happen this turn, since I only have one sensor lock available. But let's see, Paradise gets to go next. We know where the Trebuchet is. It's going to come in closer for medium range, but overheating is still a big risk for it there, if I can force it to fire a couple of lackluster LMs ahead of time. That would be the main thing. And the Locust, if nothing else, has kind of been scared off, so... And it doesn't have a sensor lock, so that is maybe effectively out of the battle for the time being. Okay, there's a Panther. Gonna sensor lock me without a doubt. Oh, didn't bother to sensor lock, okay.
Yes, Commander.
So... what kind of sensor range? I'm in sensor range of the dang mechs there. Where can I go? Where do I want to put Paradise? Because again, I like to be able to punish, and with LRMs, I don't really have that convenience to... I want 5 evasion stacks. I'm not really getting it the best.
Certainly.
And that's probably a bad spot to go to, honestly, because it is kind of a dead end for my basic movement. I just want to maximize the evasion stack for when they decide to go after them. Because they know what these mechs are, I would imagine, at this point. Actually, they may not know which one's the Jenner, which one's the Locust. So I probably have that going for me since they're outside of sensor range now. Hard to say. I got my work cut out for me, but I have a vicious melee attack on the Dragon because it's a heavy mech, so this thing is definitely not a joke just yet. I want to...
They've got a lock on me.
Okay, so went after Paradise, which is why I want to maximize my effectiveness, and I'm braced at the moment, so that will help a ton. You would have to burn a second sensor lock to reveal the Dragon, I think. Which sadly, Dragon's not going to get to do much. And they just braced and everything. I would love to get up front there, but I would need to brace is the problem. It is probably not worth it, because I need to stand still if I want to brace at all. So let me try and get ready for their engagement, maybe. I would like to rotate myself in a better position. Get as much distance as possible.
I got you.
Let them come to me. Try to anyway. I still have a sensor lock. It's just a little bit awkward having only one now. So I seriously regret that play going down that ramp. It's too risky, especially with high ground. The high ground alone is kind of like obscuring that. So that was kind of my stupid play there. It would have been better to probably sprint into radiation field, maximize my evasion, and again, this rock probably wouldn't have obscured me at all either because of the high ground, so...
Awaiting order.
My early game strategy was probably really bad, with that said.
Yes, Commander.
So, I could reserve. It probably doesn't hurt to, because I will get to act before the Trebuchet, no matter what. It's just a question if the Sodium's going to, try and act first as far as revealing me, or gonna jump up. Which hopefully they jump up. That would be ideal for me. The Locust is coming back up, and keep in mind this does not have sensor lock, so really all it does is can do damage. So it's only scary once it gets on my rear. So now the big question, if I reserve now, is that a good idea? Because I could still sensor lock that thing. It will have max evasion, mind you, but probably not as effective as I would make it sound. And that gives me... I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna sensor lock it, try and at least do damage to one of the mechs there. Because my dragon always does get to act last. This is just best value for my sensor lock, probably. Probably. I'm probably completely wrong just because of Paradise's extra evasion stack. Because even if I put it on a Panther, that's only 4 evasion with possibly no brace versus 3 evasion. Especially if they... Yeah, I'm probably playing this wrong there too. I'm trying to minimize the amount of evasion stacks, but of course, the extra evasion that Paradise has mitigates that a lot. So I'm at a bit of a back foot here. I'm waiting for him to get impatient, because that was a lot of trebuchet ammo burnt. So it's not really... It's going to rapidly run out for its aggressive play. And here comes the sensor lock I'm expecting. I am braced, so I can mitigate that well, and with me facing my front, LRMs shouldn't do a whole lot of damage.
Reporting.
And there's nothing I can do with Paradise besides cool him down some more, which I'm fine with. I am perfectly fine with that. Just gotta be mindful of the evasion stacks or sensor locks that are available for doing this, because 2 sensor locks without a doubt is far more potent than 1. And sadly, I don't think my LRM's gonna do much because the other side's kind of not really took any damage. I really would love an opportunity to fire with the autocannon 5. It's really damn tenuous to do, because if I stand on an open ridge, especially with 2 Panthers to contribute, that's probably not worth it for me, since the PPCs do 60 damage as opposed to the 45 my autocannon. But let me try and play this out, play smart. It's going to be a long match without a doubt. Mainly because I don't have my second sensor lock to kind of completely strip a mech of their evasion. At least any that move ahead of time. Because that would be amazing, turning this into like a 60 or 70% chance to hit with those LRMs after all, as opposed to a 50 or 40. So Trebuchet, do your worst. I'm trying to burn out your ammo count for all intents and purposes. That's what I'm trying to do, and I still have evasion stacks, which will help a little bit in dodging. Come on, you know you want to. I'm daring you to. Nope, not gonna do it. Maybe I'm burnt out all of their ammo right away, which is probably not the case because I'm pretty certain that damn thing has 2 tons of ammo. I just know because of... Let's see, I have to rotate, don't I? Which is fine. I have to protect... I want to make sure I just don't get flanked. The idea here is to minimize the amount of damage my... Well, since my auto... Oh, that's my laser arm. I was thinking maybe I could turn my autocannon arm, but that was a bad idea. That's 40% chance to hit. Still, some of them are bound to hit. And it hits structure damage too. Just probably not as impressive as it could be. But it's always the first one to move, so... Do I change my targets on the Panthers? Because once I burn my sensor lock, those things are free to move forward and maximize their evasion. And really all the Panthers are doing is just spying for me. Or do I spot the Trebuchet? Since I know where it is now, and it's not going to get that much evasion stacks too. Alright. So come after Paradise. Let's see. I'm going to have to... I should sensor lock first. And then fire with Paradise.
Good to go.
Again, I messed it up before. I do not want to mess it up again, ideally. And I don't think I need to worry about maximizing my evasion stacks. But that could be a mistake once they do decide to turn their attention on Witness. But let's see. Sensor lock. We'll have Paradise take a shot. And we'll do this properly this time, damn it. And at least this way it'll be a good way to even up the score. And Paradise can do a worthwhile amount of damage if I can strip enough of the evasion stacks, even if braced. Especially if I get a lucky critical hit on the ammo, that's always a possibility. What else is there? 2 legs. Let's see, two machine gun arms, so... If I can hit the center torso, strip its armor, then that leaves it so vulnerable to an ammo explosion. And the Panthers are going to run hot with the PPCs at some point. I just got to make sure I'm good about minimizing damage. And it is also always possible I can melee that thing too. It is going to run hot though. That's my main strengths I'm going to be relying on. So I want to go straight for the center torso. This hopefully pays off. Possibly. And Paradise is the best person for it because of the most tactic skills. I don't know how much that increases cold shot potential,
Unloading a full salvo.
but I'm going to do it. There's what I'm looking for.
That's a kill.
Now, hopefully Paradise can still move. Yeah, that's why I was kind of worried for a moment. A hot moment. Now, I don't know how much I like this. Going the radiation field with all the heat I'm about to generate. I might take structure damage, but it'll protect them. Yeah, that does overheat me some. Barely. But, now we finally got even numbers. A heavy mech, 2 lights, that's going to have a hard time of heat, but this Panther's also going to have a hard time because you have no heat sinks, do you? Oh, you do have a single heat sink. Oh, wow. You got 3 heat sinks on this thing, so maybe that's not true. And I don't think my Jenner has any heat sinks, does it? Well, I'm not going to find out now, but we at least are making progress. The score is kind of equalizing right now, but let me check again with my dang Jenner. SRM ammo. Yeah, lots of jump jets. That's probably the problem there. I have no heat sinks at all, it looks like. So maybe the Jenner was a bad call for this map, but it still could do ridiculous damage as made apparent by that call shot, since the sensor torso never took any damage before then. Okay, that's the laser arm exposed, I'm pretty certain.
Armor blow through. Internal damage.
So burn that ammo. That's my main strategy here.
Orders.
Ozone can take these hits really well. Oh, that was actually the torso, with the ammo, mind you. So I can alleviate that so quickly, I gotta be careful of a rear shot. Because the Panther can get a rear shot, and I also can alpha strike it to an extent. Probably a bad call, though. But I'm gonna try and do some damage. Nope, miss with the autocannons, miss with the laser, apparently. Just soak as much of that fire as possible. And Paradise is going to be a little bit tricky to utilize here. And I don't think this Panther could jump and get a rear shot, so I should be very careful. Although, I have enough armor to basically take a PPC in the rear. This should not be a rear shot at all. Come on, fire your PPC. You're going to overheat really quickly, because look at the heat already on that thing. Come on, fire the PPC, I dare you. Cold shot doesn't really matter much, because I'm already slowest initiative.
Armor holding.
So trying to hit my torso, that's the wrong torso. That should be the damn wrong torso, right? You were aiming for the right torso, and didn't actually hit it. Or did crap for damage, which is also a possibility.
Commander?
So, no, I want max evasion. We're gonna sensor lock this thing, because now you don't have the locust to kind of burn turns, which is part of what Sodium was doing before, using the locust to just do random moves because it didn't have a sensor lock, to kind of force me to act first to an extent, and that's where losing a soldier or losing a mech warrior so early on can bite you in the ass. Never mind the fact, since I come to realize my dragon is a heavy mech and always on initiative 2, they're always going to get to act first on a new turn. I can take a rear shot if that is a rear shot. I have the armor for it. So what did you just hit? Oh, that probably hit the side torso. I'm okay with that. The rear armor's kind of doing its thing. Oh, it was on the leg, okay. Oh, and I forgot I'm not braced because of that said rear shot either. So that might be a bit of a mistake. I forgot about that little mechanic. But I know the LRMs I'm safe from, because the trebuchet's not going to get my backside very well. Now the big question, do I try to melee? Because my Jenner can very easily jump them Okay, here comes the missiles. So that's hit some hull. I'm pretty certain I hit the leg some.
That shot got through my armor.
Yeah, well, not really the torso. I'm fine with.
Confirmed.
Now let me try and turn my center torso and maximize the hurt, because this is prime melee point blank range. Sadly, it's outside my. It's inside my minimum range of my dang LRMs. But we're getting close to the climax of this battle. I'm going to take the shot regardless.
I'm on him.
Decent hits. Nothing of real note just yet. But they were all on the center torso, which could go well for me if I can get another shot like that. This dragon's holding up well. Gotta be mindful of lag, which still has plenty of eternal armor. And I'm braced, so that should go well. Keep shooting my autocannon arm. You're gonna heat up really quickly. Please fire those PPCs. I would love nothing more. Give me those shutdowns, overheats. Okay, that was my autocannon arm that still has plenty of armor, mind you. So just barely kept its heat up.
Reporting.
Now, I think this warrants Paradise trying to shoot. I would love to shoot the other Panther. Probably a horrible idea with the LRMs, so let's reserve. Force something awkward out of them. Because probably going to reserve as well, which I'm kind of fine with. We could play this game of cat and mouse. It just means my heavy is going to get another prime shot on the Panther if you're going to keep reserving. It is a bit risky, but we know this one Panther already moved. And I don't think I'm planning on doing anything else with the dragon just yet. So the Panther is going to move, try and get the evasion stacks going. Oh, out of vision, so you got scared. So,
Waiting for orders.
I think we do what I have in mind. Maximize the hurt on this other Panther. Since it already moved, it's running hot, so
I've got a sensor
if it
lock.
wants to evade quickly, it might have to jump jet. Now, I don't have to do anything until later, so force the trebuchet to act first. Because if I'm turned to the right, that basically means I'm leaving my torso exposed again. Even if I am braced, so I want to try and tempt the trebuchet to shoot first. Nope, he's coming up with the lasers, so gotta be ready for that. Definitely need to be ready for that. Now, does Paradise shoot first or not? Oh, here comes the LRMs. Critical hit on a medium laser, but it's not
That was
destroyed.
a critical hit.
Taking a lot of that damage really well, though.
Awaiting orders.
I gotta keep in mind this damn radiation field, too. This is gonna run incredibly hot, especially with radiation. But it'd be a good opportunity to bait
Yes, Commander.
out maybe some shots from over onto the Jenner, since it took no damage just yet. And the plus 10 heat's overheating already. So, this may not be as effective as I like. So I gotta be very cautious about this, because I'm already overheating, let's not kid ourselves. I think that was from the radiation field last turn, though.
Yes, Commander.
Had to miss with 2, and they were like 65% chances, so... that is a shame.
Yep.
What's my arc look like? Because I want to try and minimize my left torso a bit. And just keep shooting this, and hopefully not get shot in the rear, ideally.
Engaging
This
target.
might hurt, though. Only one laser hit, so it's still damage. Just gotta watch my heat yet again. That one has a lot of damage on the leg, which I could use. To an extent. Paradise is vulnerable, but at the same time I want to kind of maybe tempt a couple shots on Paradise. Because heat's going to be a huge factor here for the rest of this battle. Hell, I should have seriously considered melee attack. But would that have gotten me a kill? It could now. Because I do 90 points of damage on a melee attack if I hit the center torso. And I destroy anything that I hit with a melee, so... that may have been a missed opportunity, but again, I would not get my brace, and I would leave my torso completely exposed, so I gotta time that melee attack properly. But it is kind of my ace up my sleeve there. Just a little bit. But damage is looking good. Entrenched. Oh, you ran out of time, that's what happened.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, you are entrenched. I would love to kind of deal with you, but I don't think I can get 5 evasion. I kind of, like I said, want to draw out some shots on the Paradise.
Coordinates confirmed.
I'm probably not going to shoot though unless I can do something really light as far that will keep me from heating up. What's the heat there? 8 and 10, so I don't think it's going to help me. It's going to overheat me again, so let's not do it. So Brace is probably not going to let Paradise get shot at though, which is why I really want to consider a shot to kind of tempt him to change targets. Because this Panther is all sorts of in trouble. And I need to put Witness in a position where he can actually start contributing, even if it is minor damage. Missed the PPC, that's the best news I could ask for. It was what?
Armor breach. Internal damage.
It was what, 75% still?
Good to go.
Ooh, you can get a shot there, it's obscured, but it could help, especially with the radiation field. I'm hoping you're in the radiation field. I didn't look at the actual hexes on the ground, because sometimes they're not really considered radiation field. But a little bit extra damage makes you really hard to hit. There. And melee is still an option. Probably not the best idea though, with that said. And the trebuchet is going to make its way up really quickly. Gotta be cautious of that, but with 3 lasers it'll heat up quickly. Hell, it should already be well heated up because of the missiles it's been firing. And Paradise is really good for dealing with this thing if it can get behind them, but how much ammo does it have? 1 ton? 2 tons? So it looks like it only has, well, no way to know now. Ooh, did that just overheat you? Because that was a lot of weaponry you just fired.
Orders.
So, is melee an option? Not quite. It doesn't look like I can melee. I'm just like 1 hex away. But they're going to overheat there. Actually, I think I have an interesting idea. A stupid idea. Because I could kill this thing. I was thinking maybe moving then shooting. I have 15 seconds, so decide quickly. And let's fire with the one that's not damaged, mind you.
I'm on him.
No center torso hit, sadly. But the dragon's taking a lot of hits still. I just gotta somehow deal with these Panthers to the best of my ability. Because new turn, Paradise's Brace, Witness is in a radiation field, and Ozone is doing an amazing job soaking his damage, but that torso's soon gonna go. So I gotta be ready to lose my lasers really quickly. And he's going to go for the flank shot. At least try and shoot the torso. Let's see. Just SRMs, that's not scary, but a critical hit could always trigger. And if anything, my arm still has armor, well it doesn't now. So, if the arm could take damage, that's perfect for me.
Awaiting orders. Commander?
And I gotta be mindful. There's no point trying to melee this thing. But at the same time, I want to make sure. I could shoot that one Panther. Trying to figure out my best angle, because that's not quite a rear shot just yet.
Got it.
Gotta take what shots I can. It was tempting to shoot the other Panther, but that would leave Witness incredibly exposed. And what kind of pilot's on? Kraken. I don't know what skills Kraken has, sadly, so I couldn't even fathom a guess.
Affirmative.
Only sucky thing is this is the side that probably doesn't matter, because the PPC's on the other arm after all. But Dragon's still taking hits. My autocannon's still fine. Armor's not breached yet. It's just a leg that's a scare. And if I lose the lasers, I lose a lot of my close range potential, but again, my melee is a beast. It can do a lot of damage. And what does the trebuchet have? A lot of armor. but a melee attack can do a world of hurt to the torso, which this left torso or right torso is really important because it has 2 lasers on it, if I destroy the arm at least. So that helps with the heat. That's all I see in that regard. Okay, sensor lock.
Sensor lock on me.
Okay. So, if you go after Witness, that might be okay. It might be okay. Can't obscure myself. I was really tempted to get behind the dragon, but I don't think that's warranted. Oh, everything's turned off and I'm going to be overheating, so... And I'm going to be out of vision, so... Let's see if we can do a massive broadside. I'm looking for an opportunity to jump the Panthers, though. And I'll be braced, so... Hell, this probably be a questionable play. What if I sprint with Ozone for next turn there, just to try and get on the low ground? I'm forfeiting the high ground, mind you, but since Ozone drew so much fire, that's probably not terrible for me. And maybe I can get a good advantageous position for next turn. Either way, it's really tempting to try and kill this Panther because his center torso is really damn exposed. Especially if it doesn't brace. Because I'm only at real risk of losing my lasers right now. LRM ammo is going to be gone, but that's rapidly becoming a non-factor because of how much I'll be over... how poor my hit chance will be. Alright, so firing more missiles. Okay, I think I'm okay with that. It's still going to hurt.
Losing friendlies.
Okay, SRM ammo is gone, so that's a shame. That's a shame. Witness wasn't really doing much, though, if I were to be honest. The sensor lock is handy. So, this keeps me from overheating. Do I rotate myself? I think I rotate myself a tiny bit, just to make use of my autocan arm some. Because I could still... There is real potential to murder this thing. Or at least get a critical hit on something juicy. So I'm going to try it. No internals yet. Which is a little unfortunate. But that trebuchet should be out of missiles. Oh, it is out of missiles. So that's good to know. It only has 3 lasers to its name and it's already running hot. And I don't know what heat sinks it has. Less heat sinks than the Panther, I'm willing to bet. So that thing's going to be incredibly hot. And like I said, a melee attack will be amazing if I can get said melee attack. Because their heat's going to be a concern. With an autocannon laser, I can manage it well. I would love some more arm shots and not the torso, damn it. Oh well, actually my arm is taking damage. Yep, the arm soaked as much damage as it could, so I can't say anything bad about it. So, what I should probably try to do is prepare for next turn. I want to brace though, but I think it's the best I could do. I'm going to have Paradise do something bold, since Paradise still has plenty armor and you would be a damn tempting target. But I'm going to brace with you first. Let's draw some more fire out. Start spraying the damage, and this Panther is still vulnerable. I just wasn't getting hit on the center torso I like. This is getting tense though, because the trebuchet is just an oversized Jenner at this point, with no heat sinks as well, at least from what I can see. So it's going to run just as hot as my Paradise has been. But Paradise has better mobility, which can run good for me there if I do it right. Especially with the evasive movement trait. So, Panther, what's your action? Because both of them are braced. One has high evasion, the other does not. Okay, taking internals on the leg, sadly.
My internals are taking a beating.
Now that's going to be a big scare. Is that once that leg dies, I immediately lose my brace. So, that could die to another PPC hit. And the trebuchet only has 3 lasers to its name. But I could do something bold. Well, I could shoot and then move, so that would be something bold. I would love to shoot this Panther. How much of that was on the leg?
Internal structure damaged.
Because it looks 14 health on the leg, so
Yep.
I'm tempted to reposition. Because there's not much more ozone can do as far as damage. And if I turn my back to him, I'm immediately dead. And I can't melee, so you've been playing safe there in that regard, but I think I'm okay turning my center to him now, trying to spread that a little bit more, although I made a big mistake, didn't I? Because I want to shoot the Panzer. 10 seconds, and this will overheat me, so we'll just continue firing an autocannon laser. There goes a torso, so there's something being done, but all that did was kill the SRMs, which really isn't a bad thing, all things considering. And Paradise might get rear shot, but again, he also has full evasion, so whatever happens, probably still be good. And for that, oh, gonna melee, are you? Well, that's a bit of unfortunate. I haven't really considered that melee potential,
Internal damage.
but I can melee you just as hard.
Orders.
Oh, you can't actually shoot anything, so that's a bit of a pain. I was hoping you actually be able to shoot something, so I did that poorly too. But you still have good evasion. I want to make sure you can shoot. I'm okay with you taking some damage, because you still got plenty armor to help out, so if you turn... If it keeps the dragon from getting shot, that's fine. And this helps with my heat management some too, to an extent. To an extent. So, exposed structure, max evasion. This Panzer's probably going to melee me again, though, with that said. Let's not kid ourselves, I may have made another mistake, haven't I? But it's just a series of mistakes from the very first 2 turns where I let the Showboat or Witness take so much damage. Trying to get aggressive is a bad idea. Nothing was destroyed yet, though. So,
That wasn't good.
now the big question, melee potential. Do I melee the Panther on the right? Probably. I don't get my brace, that's the big problem. But I can obscure myself some. Maybe. I'd rather just go straight for the kill though, which means I have to go straight through the front. Which is kind of okay, I got plenty of armor on the center torso for any lasers. It's just the legs that's going to be a scare. I just gotta make sure I don't get lagged, which could happen with a laser. Actually, he would need to hit with 2 lasers, I think, because 25 damage, yeah. We'll see. Although this is the wrong angle to shoot that leg, so I think I'm okay. In that sense. Okay, that was a big mistake there because of evasion stacks. I don't know what the hit chance were, mind you. But that's still, technically, let's see. I have Fury. Not available, do I? Not quite.
Confirm.
So, now the big gamble. I at least, if I hit anywhere, it's at least a leg. Best case, it just kills the mech.
I'm there.
Now, feel the terror of the dragon. There you go. It took a while, but we finally got there, damn it. Now, Paradise can shoot and then evade, which is always a plus, but is it enough if I were to do that? I didn't lose any jump jets. Now, big question, how many jump jets do I have versus this Panzer? Because it could chase after me. Oh, you're going to move first? I don't know if that was a rear shot or not, but it's going to run hot. That I can guarantee you. I wasn't braced anyway, so hopefully my rear armor holds. My rear armor wasn't even breached, to be honest, so I kind of welcome the rear gain hit. I welcome the rear gain shot, please. No, it's not a rear shot. Arm is gone, though. I got maximum value out of that damn arm.
Yes, Commander.
Now, firing a precision strike is kind of pointless, because slowing down evasion doesn't help me any. But I would like to shoot that arm.
I understand.
So Paradise can still move out of vision, over to safety. And
no doubt
you are
it
relatively
will be done.
protected. I gotta be careful of getting well, I'm gonna melee this Panther, I think. I gotta wait for the trebuchet to move, because I am not braced. This is scary. But I think my torso did everything it could, and my ammo's about to go. I got good use out of it, but I could have done it better. And I'll be relying heavily on Autocan 5 that's rapidly getting destroyed too. My leg could also get destroyed. That would mess things up horribly, because I don't know if I can reach that for a melee attack. If the leg dies. Although that's the wrong angle. And again, keep in mind, I have no damage on the rear just yet. I cannot get a melee shot. That is unfortunate there, because it looks like it should be. But I'm going to do something interesting here. I think. I don't know if this helps me or not. I just know the trebuchet can't jump. So this might be a terrible idea. This might be a terrible idea, with that all said. But I get max evasion stacks, so the Panther would have to be tempted to use a sensor lock to help mitigate that. Panther's in good position to flank later on, even if it isn't like the Fish's broadside or Alpha Strike it could be. Alright, just reserve, see what happens here. So Trebuchet is likely going to get a shot at me. But I'm in a radiation field, which, if I can brace for this turn, I could stand in this for the rest of the battle. I don't know if that's a good idea, mind you, but I'm only going to have an autocannon to shoot with anyway. I just missed out on my melee attack. Now that I think of it. Hard to really say if this is smart, because there's a lot of uncertainties, and I want that rear shot on me. I have the armor for it. My center torso alone could have took all that, and I'm really hard to hit too. Do I reserve with Paradise is a big question, so that way I can... That doesn't actually help me, because the Panther's going to get to move first.
Reporting.
So, I think I'm just going to reserve again. Because I'm in a position where I can force the Trebuchet to move now. This is kind of questionable though, still. Damn long match though, but I guess it's to be expected with these kind of superior, what is it, having to do like really good positioning and awareness and maximize spreading the damage out as much as possible. So,
Orders.
there's possibilities for me to go after this thing, maximize my movement, but if I slow down his evasion, it doesn't help me. So I should save the precision strike for what effective hits. And that is obscured, but I think that's good enough to justify a shot. A bit risky, mind you, because I'm not going to have my brace this time around, but it gives me more shots with the autocannon, which sadly ended up missing. Now Paradise, I think this is your calling, if I do this right.
Awaiting orders.
So this is going to run hot, but at the same time, you will get to move before the Trebuchet, if I can do this right. Overheat warning, I think I'm willing to take it there some. Who am I kidding? I may just move with you after, I guess.
Locking on target.
Overheating, yeah, that's really sucky. The Panther's gonna get a shot though, but I have amazing evasion, which will help some. And that didn't even hit the rear. Which is a shame, because one medium laser alone exposed the rear. And I could have potentially got a critical hit. Well, the ammo's all spent, who am I kidding? It's just the lasers I care about. If there was still ammo, that'd be a different story. You know, I should have done a precision strike with that said, because if this is a sensor lock...
I took a hit in the meat.
Okay, hit the torso, that's kind
Armor
of...
breach. Internal damage.
That's kind of okay. Kind of okay.
Yes, Commander.
A called shot's not going to be very useful now, though. But I could still continue shooting it. And... if I can keep cooled down, that would be great, but I don't know if it's going to work as I'm thinking. What is my internals looking like? I have good internals. Do I dare fire another laser? Yeah, this is barely going to help me in any regard, so...
Firing.
let's try. There's the exposed side torso. He's continuing to be critical, though. But I can evade. In a moment's notice, this thing is probably going to attack Paradise next, which kind of is a good thing to a vague extent. Kind of. Because once I'm around this ridge, this Panther can't actually shoot at me. And you burnt your fury, which helps. I'm just trying to maximize the use of my precision strike, though. Because I sure as hell don't want to use it on a brace. Now, please just don't melee me. Oh, is that actually a melee? Hopefully that... okay, that's a torso I didn't care about, because I already lost my lasers, thankfully.
Yep.
So that's kind of okay there. Yeah, cold shot does not help me here. And I can't quite get a rear. But that is the laser arm, is it? Let's see, that's... yeah, my torso's gone, so I have no auto can. I have no missile ammo, so... let alone any lasers, so... this is going to be interesting.
Engaging target.
Yeah, and I'm missing the shots too, so that's not helpful in that regard.
Stand still, dummy.
So... the plan might be to sprint here. We'll see what the Panther does. It's likely going to be a jump jet. Doubt it's going to be a sensor lock, though. I doubt it's a sensor lock. We'll see. This leg could go at any moment, though. And I'm going to be relegated to strictly melee attack, so I gotta do this right. Which is going to suck if the leg goes. So you were running really hot. Are you going to attempt it?
Reporting.
I could DFA, but does that help me? Only as a final move, a final play. Oh, and I can't actually sprint there. That's kind of unfortunate. So max evasion there. This is on your right torso is already gone, mind you, so this may not be as helpful as I think. I really want to use that precision strike. I don't think it's warranted in any way, though. Let's see, 12 seconds. Yeah, let's just sprint on out. I was hoping to get some more shots. If I can melee this thing, get a nice solid melee, that'd be good, but my leg's almost not in a position to really do it the best. So now the trebuchet is likely... oh, you have no heat left on that thing because of the melee attack. Alright. So you had time to cool down and just run around a bit. The Panther, on the other hand, is really risky for it to shoot. And high ground, I still have evasion, which will help, but not a good opportunity to brace myself. Okay, didn't hit the crippled leg, thankfully, although the crippled leg was kind of on the other side anyway.
Orders.
So, I could get close enough to melee this thing. It's gonna melee me first, is the one thing to keep in mind, even with precision strike. So this is not as good as it could be, given the circumstances, but I could still hit it.
Copy that.
I don't know what kind of melee attack damage this does, but I did strike the Eternals, which would have been nice. Well, the ALRM ammo is already gone, right? Technically, or what, could I still cause an ammo explosion, as weird as it may sound? Either way, I want to keep heating the rear with the Jenner. The Panther's in a bad spot and overheating, so if it's going to contribute, it needs to jump back up.
Awaiting order.
Okay, I like this potential. I think it's time to commit with the precision strike.
As you wish.
Unless you're going to reserve again, which does me what I want. Probably not as effective as I want to be. Let's kill the torso. Can I kill it? I can if I hit with both. I missed with one, sadly, but that lowers its initiative to be on par with the dragon. This may not be as exciting as I make it sound, but... Now, if you reserve, my dragon gets to go, and melee first. Which, it's not going to get to destroy the lasers. You're still going to get to melee back, with that said. So this is still a gamble. I'm fighting an uphill battle, both literally and figuratively there. But this dragon did amazingly well, if nothing else, so... I at least played it out properly. And I would love to kind of melee that Panther, with that said, because it could die to a single hit easily. That's the key thing. Can I melee? Okay. Couple of missiles, no
My
PPCs.
internals are taking a beating.
I think it's worth shooting this dang yeah. I think we go for broke. This Panther is a big scare. So time to melee the Panther, maybe kill it. That was not as effective as I want, but still a crap ton of damage. And I could kill with some laser fire, but now I'm going to get meleeed myself by the trebuchet. But my arm is pretty much useless anyway. My torso still has plenty of health. It's the leg that's the concern. It's the concern. I would have loved to kill. The Jenner could still do it if I can get 2 center torso hits. And I do have evasion stacks. I could evade at least one of them. Unless it shoots at the Jenner. Unless it shoots at the Jenner. And, ooh, I get to go first for the first time. There goes the leg. There goes the leg. Unfortunate, but...
Oh,
It
wounded,
it
Commander.
lasted as long as it could have, at least, so... Now the big FU. Can I kill this Panther? Let me I need to maximize my chance to hit the center torso.
move order received.
And the trebuchet is going to probably melee me if it tries to go after the Jenner, so let's not get too excited just yet. I'm not going to run hot, but 2 laser hits on the center torso would kill it. Would. Wow. Missed with both of them, dang it. That was a gamble that did not pay off. It probably didn't pay off anyway, considering I would need to hit with both. I still have max evasion. This they would have to consider meleeing, which, let's not kid ourselves, they're probably going to melee. Because why not? But if they do melee, then at least I get a good follow-up with the dragon. If I had killed that Panther, this would be a different story. To an extent. Because the Jenner can very easily outmaneuver this trebuchet just because of using reserve to force the trebuchet to go first, I think. No, that's not true, actually.
Armor blow-through. Internal damage.
So torso, I don't care about that torso, shoot all you want. If the ammo can avoid exploding, that will maximize its durability some. Now what's the trebuchet gonna do? Probably going for the melee attack if I had to guess, because why not? Nope, not. So you're gonna try and shoot the dragon some more. I want to kill this Panther. I think a melee attack might be warranted, I just don't know how much damage the Jenner melee does.
Oh,
Alright,
oh, that hit me.
so I have 1 hit point left on this, on Ozone. I have no weaponry, but it's still alive. You made a big mistake there.
Back in action.
Because I could still melee once I get close to you. Not likely to happen.
10-4.
Because it's still a question, why the hell did you decide to focus on this
My mech
thing?
is limping.
Now, what do I do with the Jenner? Well, he's gonna get to act first anyway, and I still have my evasion stack, so what's the Panther gonna do with that said? What is the Panther going to do? Because I can still get more rear shots on the trebuchet. Oh, here comes the melee. 50 damage, so that's brutal. Can I at least do the same thing? I would love to be able to finish him off.
Reporting.
But at the same time, apparently also, I would like to shoot the Panther and not get hit by a trebuchet. Because that is an awkward position for said trebuchet after all. So I can shoot it. It's probably, well, who am I kidding?
Moving
You
out.
have no evasion stack, so this is probably the best opportunity to hit the Panther I can get. I am going to overheat, that's fine. How's my center Eternals? I got plenty of
going
Eternals. Well, that wasn't what I wanted, sadly. That was not what I wanted. Because I think they both hit the side torso. Yep, not quite the side torso. But this thing can only melee as well. Which is going to melee my dragon with that said to remove the brace. But Ozone did well. If nothing else, out of my miserable play for this past hour, it was Ozone did his part. I just wish I knew a way to maximize my potential to... Ooh. So you actually are going to shoot with the trebuchet. Oh, you meleeed, so I could kill the Panther still.
Orders.
How much health is left? 39. Kill this Panther. Give me some justice this day. Although, don't ask me why the Panther is willingly standing still for so long to get hit by a melee attack. Damn. Even though that was
Eliminate.
long overdue, it still felt good.
Yes, Commander.
So, let's get ready for the cooldown, I suppose, and see about dealing with this trebuchet.
I understand.
See if I can do something about this trebuchet. I was kind of hoping maybe kind of force it to act first before my Jenner, but that's probably not as effective as I make it sound, though. It's probably not, because he's always going to get to choose the reserve to initiative one after me. So, not as smart as I was thinking, because then I can always outmaneuver with the Jenner, especially with Paradise able to shoot then move. This should be a situation where I could win. Although I'm really damn close to death with that said. It's, if nothing else, it's a lot more tense and a lot better than my first battle. So I can still be happy with it, even though my first few plays were horrible mistakes, horrible misplays in general.
Confirm.
So, you're just going to try and run away. That's a shame. But, how exactly do I do this with that said? My dragon's not going to get to do much at all, and it's actually going to slow things down a bit just because of its limping. So, if I could trick it to a melee attack on the dragon, that'd be great, but going uphill does not help me, let alone rough terrain. I hadn't really considered. Since that's what this is, it'll reduce my
Awaiting
movement
order.
some. I'm just curious how this reserve will work. Because he could just easily reserve, it lets the dragon get closer, but that doesn't help me. That doesn't actually, it does help me. The dragon may save me from defeat if I do this right. Since Sodium doesn't want to commit to killing this thing, why not just keep it out of the way and use it to force him to act first with the trebuchet? Alright, reserve for me.
Reserving action.
This is potential checkmate if I can follow up properly, though. Which, with my play, with how it's been so far, it is left to be desired, but I think I know what I want to do. This could suck if it has vision. I think it does. So,
Yes, Commander.
Paradise, you just go on up.
Confirmed.
Just take our time with this. I have the mobility. If you ever played MechWarrior Online, you know how Fishes Alike can be with its mobility and speed, so I don't think I have any real concern.
Orders.
We're just going to do something a little bit different with that said. And have Ozone just
Order it now.
bamboozle for now. I think that's the plan. Use him to force this trebuchet to act before Paradise does. Since I have 2 mechs, he doesn't.
Reporting.
Now, I could just reserve.
Holding
I'm just going to
tactical
reserve. It
advantage.
seems like a cheesy play, but it is actually a tactical play. Taking full advantage, my dragon is actually probably going to be the reason I win this, if you don't take the dragon seriously enough. Okay, it does see my dragon, sadly. So, that is unfortunate. I underestimated its mobility considering it had to turn around. So, Paradise,
Yes, Commander.
can you get some shots? Obscured shots, mind you. But I'm willing to take it. I just wish I could find a better position with you, for that said. Because I don't think that's a really good idea to go there.
Moving out.
I can still take shots, and Paradise could do another shot and then run away, which is what the main strength of his is. Let's see. 35% chance. Holy crap, how the hell are you so obscured? Long range, okay, that explains it. There goes the torso. That helps. Not much, but it helps.
Confirmed.
And
Copy
Ozone, just keep living, buddy. Just keep living. I don't know how much this useful is, because you're probably just going to get shot in the rear now. But you did fine. If you can survive this, this will be great for you. You have 20 health, so... And that thing only has 2 lasers now, but... Ooh, I could do an amazing amount of movement. So I think this is possible checkmate if I do this right. Possible.
Firing.
Another hit. Now, let's get on out. Cool down a bit. Because thankfully the one benefit of having only 2 weapons is I don't have to worry about overheating as much anymore. Alright. Ozone could get murdered still. There's a strong likeliness that could happen. Although, again, only 2 lasers and brace, so it's only 16... Well, actually, I take that back. 25 damage as they both hit. So this could still suck. 1 hit. Ozone's still alive. Barely.
Yep.
Come on, Ozone. I believe in you. In fact, let's keep an eye on what leg. That's the left leg. So I want you like this to increase your chance of getting hit in the said leg.
Affirmative.
This is going to be down to the wire. If I destroy that arm, that would be great. I don't want to be too cocky, mind you, but I think that will... I think the trebuchet can still hit me because of being over here.
Awaiting orders.
And with that said, how worried am I of getting spotted here with this position? I'm not thinking extra turn ahead, mind you, so this could be a mistake. We will see. I believe in you, buddy. Just hang in there a little longer. Your leg can still take some hits. Hell, this is the one time you would ever hear me say this. I'd rather get a couple hits in the head. Oh wait, I take that back. You have 1 hit point left on the HUD. Oh yeah, you have 1 hit point left, so you're pretty much dead if you take a headshot. Okay, I think that paid off there.
Yes, Commander.
It is an evasive... Yeah, it's not the most impressive angle, but I will take it. I will definitely take it. Hard to say, though, because I should put some serious time into trying to cool down. It's going to take a while, but it could work.
Confirmed.
2 hits on this... Was that... What component did I just hit? Because I already destroyed the side torso, didn't I? Oh, it hit the side torso and it transferred over to the center torso. Okay, that makes more sense. I was confused at first.
I'm there.
I was definitely confused there for a bit. Oh my though. This is definitely a tense match, but as you can clearly see, these are incredibly long matches, so I'm sure few counts are going to be abysmal. Well, actually that's not technically true, honestly. It's just probably a lot of people would be heavily discouraged to actually play multiplayer because of that.
Reporting.
So, Paradise, keep doing what you're doing. We gotta keep an eye on your heat, which you're actually at the point where you generate no heat. Precision Strike doesn't help me yet, I don't think. I would love the opportunity to. Yeah, move, run, evade,
Location
and we'll
acknowledged.
try and keep doing this, I guess, because it's working well so far. So far. And if he tried to reserve spam, then my dragon can kind of force him to act first. So, even though technically Sodium didn't try that strategy, I feel like Ozone is without a doubt MVP even for right now. Because if I were to reserve first, then I would be forced to act first on Initiative Phase 1. Which is why the dragon is so important, because I can just randomly move with it if it comes down to that point. And then the Trebuchet is forced to act, which will potentially lead to it not shooting anything. So, I feel like Ozone without a doubt is a huge, huge MVP if this becomes a victory. Hell, I argue he's already MVP for my squad. Just with that said, you could not ask for any more kind of damage spread on a mech, can you? It was just my own failings as a commander and execution that kind of squandered it quite a bit. So, Ozone,
Confirmed.
I would like you to keep on moving, but you are eventually going to die, I think. I don't think there's much I can do in that regard. So I gotta make sure I'm in a good position to kind of make it really difficult for you to spot. This charade will end soon, though, once it decides to get a little aggressive. So
Awaiting
Paradise, you could shoot, it's not worth it yet, so just reserve, buddy.
orders. Holding. For an advantage.
This may not be as good as I want, but I do have jump jets still. That will help.
Yes, Commander.
And now he's trying to reserve spam, so this is where having the dragon alive pays off. Just watch, folks. Oh, actually you reserved first, so I take that back. So I don't think I need the dragon then, because now the trebuchet is forced to move. Well, that's actually probably important to know then. I overthought this quite a bit. I'm not going to have the best hit chance because of constant bracing, mind you, but
Reporting.
this is where normally I would probably consider skipping through this to kind of like
Yes,
minimize the
Commander.
downtime, but I think this talking about the strategy and tactics of what I'm utilizing is really important, if nothing else. So I don't need a precision strike. I'll save it for maybe next turn. I'd rather save it for a rear shot when something's crippled. And again, I love to kill that arm.
Target acquired and
Basically
locked
make this a guaranteed victory, although don't tell me how that was a miss. I couldn't tell you.
in. That's a miss.
Gonna be incredibly slow.
Yep.
Ozone's a bad spot, but yeah, Ozone's in actually a bad spot now.
Affirmative.
But I could get a potential rear shot if at some point. I should have been better about my position with that said.
Awaiting orders.
And it's not worth trying to do a precision strike, I don't think either. But that center torso is really damn exposed.
The target is confirmed.
Only a single hit out of 4 lasers, that really stinks. That really bites. And I don't think I want to go over there because I'm at risk of getting spotted.
Coordinates confirmed.
This is a slow game of cat and mouse, I won't fault you on that, so we'll see what happens. It feels like a solid position for me regardless. Just not a very exciting one. Hell, I wonder if I should just sprint and try and get behind the trebuchet. It's always going to brace though, but I can always freely get the shots I want. So this should be a win. I guarantee it's a win if I can kill that other arm, though. It would just make it a lot faster. Alright. So, Paradise is going to be a little bit awkward here. What I would like to do is maybe, if somehow I can get a melee attack, but I seriously doubt that. That would be the one thing I love with Ozone.
Yes, Commander.
And I don't want to act just yet until this thing, until the Trebuchet acts. I would love a melee attack with Ozone, it's just not going to happen because of the damaged leg. It still has the armor. I could technically still survive even if, yeah, if it somehow were to hit the leg instead, but one laser on the center torso is all they need. So... Yep.
Battletech down.
Sadly, Ozone is down. You did well, buddy. You did really well. I cannot fault you in any way. And since I don't actually see the mech... Oh, that's a sprint. So that's good to keep in mind. I get to act first anyway, so... Let me choose my positioning wisely. And this will give me an opportunity to cool down some. So there's a mechanic I wasn't really aware of. When everyone loses sensor contact, we go back to the normal Oh, wait. That could be a huge mistake, isn't it? Oh no, new turn. Okay, that scared me for a moment, because I was worried the Trebuchet would get to shoot. Oh, you're in radiation field, aren't you? No, you're just obscured, which sounds really weird, but I'll go with it.
Confirmed.
Good nerd hit there, and you weren't braced, so that was definitely good. Definitely a good hit. And I don't think I want to stand there because it leaves me vulnerable to attack. And I might consider jump jetting next turn if I can get a nice advantageous spot. We'll see. Without that, I should not get hit here. With that said. So I'm learning a bunch of stuff here about the multiplayer, at least the mechanics in that, and in the end, it should help make my campaign playing a lot more effective, or campaign play. So, I can reserve easily enough. It should not be able to hit me. It's going to be tricky to hit it though, with that said. Oops, I keep doing that. Now, this is where the checkmate comes in, as far as the reserve order. So, I reserved a 2, you reserved a 1, and then I just reserve again, you're forced to move.
Holding for the right
There.
opportunity.
Now, move your damn Trebuchet already. Move your damn Trebuchet. You don't have a say in this matter. All this time I thought Ozone was what was key to this, but now you're seeing firsthand why it's important. Now if I'm able to get a shot on it, that would... Even if I don't shoot it this turn, if I can somehow get in position to shoot next turn, that'd be great.
Reporting.
Not gonna happen, so I might as well just sprint. With that said...
Roger. Full speed.
Because I could get in a good position here, and that's actually... gives me height advantage. This is bad positioning for a Trebuchet friend. I'm hoping. It could always go wrong if I miscalculate its mobility there. You could tell I'm starting to get a little fatigued, a little exhausted from
Commander.
this. It's been a long battle. Definitely an exciting one. I'm definitely excited for it. I'm definitely enjoying it, but I won't fault you if this has been dragging out a little bit too long. To say for a better lack of a better term. But we're still doing okay. I can reserve, and we made it apparent I always get to act last. It's just a question of if I can avoid getting murdered there. I have to be smart with how I position myself.
Awaiting orders.
Because one window where he gets to see me is going to suck.
As you wish.
And I should have rotated my mech a little bit more so there's less movement spent on the turn. So, take your
Target
shot.
acquired and locked in.
Take the shot. Slow and steady wins the race here. Just don't mess up.
Reporting.
Just don't mess up. I would like a precision strike. What would it critically hit? Nothing. I should precision strike just to increase damage, but I should wait till a killing blow, with that said.
The target is confirmed.
Alright.
Have no doubt.
Yeah, this
it
must
will
be
done.
irritating for Sodium. It must be excruciating, but now you understand why, when I said earlier why Paradise is so important to my strategy, why he's so valuable. Which makes me wonder if I immediately lost because of him getting lagged early on in my last match. It would be a bit arrogant to say good game now. I don't want to badmanner him because I seriously been enjoying this match. I don't want to feel like a jerk, even though this does seem like cowardly play. Oh my. That's a shame. I'll just leave in that case. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I enjoyed that match, and it's the point of Light Mix. Take your notes, folks. If I just go kamikaze on him, you know that would not end well there with Paradise. That was kind of the point of Paradise all along, even before I did my first multiplayer match. I just hate for it to end on such a sour note. I really did enjoy that battle. And I apologize to all of you who had to watch through all that, I suppose. But I'll see about putting something on there to kind of skip through, maybe. Or just crop it down a little bit. Thank you for watching.